Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy, the Humble Hacker from Chi-Town, Sharona here, back with another video on my Learn With Me series. And today we're going to go and look through what we learned last week and apply that to this week's lab. So, our lab last week was SQL injection using on a non-Oracle database to list the database contents. So, what did we do? Our first goal was to find the number of columns, and once we did, we used the information schema tables to give us a list of the available tables, and what we found was a user on those tables. So after we found them, we needed the columns in that table for the user. Then we were able to pull the password for our discovered user that we later used to list all of the database users until we found the admin account and were able to log on to it. And today's lab, we're going to be doing SQL injection attack listing the database contents on an Oracle database this time. So last week was a non-Oracle box. This week is an actual Oracle database. So let's go over to accessing our lab and let's pull up a BOIP. Let's get our browser open first. Minimize these two. Wait for this to give us the lab environment, and then we'll set up our BOIP. So again, my process I always do first before I add in a host name is I always go set up my request interception rules and response interception rules. I only want what's in scope. Go to my project. Now I can go to scope, add, click, clack, baby come back. I don't know what that even means, but I'm just keep it going anyway. All right, so we have that. Going over to our sitemap tab here. So when I put that URL here, we get all the data from that here. All right, so as always, we clickety clack clack around, find stuff. We have my account. We don't have a username in there, but we're back at home. And our initial vulnerable parameter is for the categories that are down here. So let me go ahead and bring BOIP back up, go over to our category there, send that over to our repeater, and then we begin our testing. And as for the previous ones, also it's always we started with the single quote because that was our trigger and a plus. So what we're going to do the same thing we did last week. We're going to use union select, but we're going to use different terms here because this is an Oracle database as opposed to last week's lab, which was a non-Oracle database. So we still use union select, union plus select plus. Now we need to see how many columns that there are. So we're going to just put in like a generic ABC, comma, DF. It shows two tables here. And we're going to add a term called from dual. And we're going to have our double dash there. So we're going to hit send, see what response that we get. We get a 200 OK. Because this is the union command that basically supports the combining of data that we're using to determine the amount of columns from these two. So pretty much this is representing us using this here. So I'm going to go down. We have a 200. We have our query here, which is good. So we have a 200, meaning that this allowed us to go through, as opposed to if I take this off, we get a 500. So that's pretty much confirming that there are two columns here, and we can proceed from there. So now that we have that, we simply take our first. We change these two here since it's two columns, right? So we're going to fix this. We're going to, on the first one, we're going to go table name. Then for the second column, we're going to go null. Then instead of from dual, we want to get all the tables. So we go all tables. Go ahead and we send this off. Confirm our 200 status code, which we do not have. So let's figure this out. All right, so let's see. Oh, my dumb ass, I spelled null wrong. So let's go ahead and fix that, see what that does. There we go. 200 okay. All right, bet. So we scroll on down the road. Now here goes our tables here. So we scroll down, we see which ones are useful to us, which is basically to find a user account. So let's just go see if we can find one here just by using the search. So we got 3 results. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got a third. So we got a user account here, which is this user quim, right? So now we build this a little bit higher up now. So what we're gonna do, bring on our notepad so we can build this query out. So we have our user account here that we're gonna pull this data in. So I'm gonna copy this here and basically clean this up. So we already have our table name that we're looking for, which is this here from all tables. So we need to know the columns that's in this one. We need the columns that are in this user's table here. So we're going to go and change this to column name, still null, from all columns now. Then we're going to go plus where plus table name is equal to the table that we found, which is right here. So we're going to take all this right here, paste that right there, and click that right there. So we get a 500. And let's see what we went wrong here. Let's see, plus where table name. Okay, we have our, let me stretch this out just a little bit. There we go. Just so I can get a better look on this thing here. All right, so we have our plus union plus select. I wonder if I spelled column wrong. Column name equals, but not equals, stupid, comma, null, plus from, plus all, oh, wrong one, stupid. Supposed to add tab, my bad. For the table columns here. There we are. We have our 200 okay. All right, so we have that. We need to add the table columns. That's the actual column name. That's my bad. I mistyped. All right, so let's keep on keeping on. So we're going to scroll down here. We got a 200 okay. Scroll down. There's our query right there. And we have your password and a username. So now that we have that, we're going to build this out again. So we have our username and our password. Going to dribbity drop that right there. Highlight that right up in shot. And now let's go ahead and rebuild this out. So we have our apostrophe plus union plus select. Now we have everything that we need. So the user name that we have here is this, comma, plus the password, which is this, from the table, whoops, that we found that has this data in it. Then we go dash dash to comment out the rest of the HTML code. Highlight this, paste that, click that. We get a 200 okay, confirmed it. We scroll on down. There's our query. Scroll on down some more. And there is our administrator account. So we go there, we copy that. We got Carlos and the Wina. So now we have our username and password. We bring this up, we go over to my account. Administrator, password. Bam! We successfully solved the lab. All right, so that's basically attacking an Oracle database and how we get data from there. summarize pretty much like what happened. We looked for the schema tables. We used different terminology in order to utilize the union select to combine the tables that we found. We found a number of tables. We used the union select, and my cat just loves to annoy the flipjacks out of me today. Sorry about that meowing that you guys are hearing. But we found the tables. We found the columns under that user table that we discovered. Then from those tables, we discovered the username and password to access that database. Created our query using that username and password that we found that for the database that gave us a listing of all the user accounts that are on that, and we were able to successfully grab the administrator account and then sign in as admin and solve the lab. So that is that. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Why am I coming up with all these weird classic references? That's my bad. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much that lab there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what other vulnerability types you want me to go ahead and break down. After this one, I'm gonna probably go through either the API or the SSRF, maybe broken access control or GraphQL, whichever one. But if you guys have like an idea that if you want me like to break down vulnerability type, go ahead, drop a comment, let me know, and I'll go ahead and start that series, getting it prepared up for you, no problem. But you guys have yourself a great week. I'm Sharon, and I'm out. Peace.